Off the Beaten Path. Off the Beaten Path. Brand new country. And we're not talking that top 40 crap either. This is where you can hear great singers and songwriters, and they just don't have the backing when it comes to labels. Guest interviews and everything from pop country to bluegrass and folk to hip hop. This is Off the Beaten Path.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, me, Ben Merritt. It is another week, and we have another great special guest. You may recognize the name, River Ordinance. I've played them a few times here on the show, and actually they've been a big deal for a little while. They've just been a big deal in a different music genre. So we're going to talk to them here in just a little bit. Also, we'll check in with family reunion members Demon Jones, along with another family reunion member, Charlie Farley. They got together with some brand new truck music. And Breland Angel stops by. She made your bed. Yeah, you don't want to upset Breland Angel. Also, we're going to hear from Jordan Gray. Jack Ingram's got a brand new single out as well. Lanco, Callie Shore, and this guy. I'm in talks to get him on the show, so hopefully that works out. His name is Steve Moakler. Here he is right now with his debut single. It's Suitcase. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Everybody wants a house on the hill. Everybody wants a ski boat. Everybody wants a big promotion at the end of the year. Everybody wants a swimming pool in a big backyard. A little more vacation and a brand new car. But I'd be fine watching you watch the sun go down with your head on my chest in a blanket on the ground. If we won the lottery, no, I wouldn't complain. We all want something that we lost back. Wish we could make a few changes to the past. But when I'm with you, baby, I'm only thinking one thing. I'd be fine watching you watch the sun go down with your head on my chest in a blanket on the ground. Everybody wants to chase the rainbow and find a pot of gold. Hoping there's a suitcase full of money, but all I want is you, honey. All I want is you. If I had one more time to make you smile, that's what I'd do. 'Cause I'm betting it all, girl, I could prove it to you. Well, I'd be fine watching you watch the sun go down with your head on my chest and a blanket on the ground. All I want is you, honey. Yeah, all I want is you.
Please welcome the one and only
Off the Beaten Path with Ben Merritt.
You're kinda cute, but I ain't got eyes for you. It's nothing personal. See, there's this guy. He puts the moon in my sky and had me falling at hello. So nice to meet you, good to see you, but I should tell you that I'm off the market and I hit my target. I like the way that sounded. I want anyone and everyone to know about it. They might think I'm crazy. Well, I am for my baby. I don't want no one mistaken. No, I'm taken. Gonna yell it from the rooftops that you make my heart stop. Yeah, and I'ma show you off, show them all what I got, in case they didn't know that I'm off the market and I hit my target. I like the way that sounded. I want anyone and everyone to know about it. They might think I'm crazy. Well, I am for my baby. I don't want no one mistaken. No, I'm taken. I'm taken. I'm taken by your eyes, by your smile when we kiss for a while. I'm taken by surprise every day, 'cause you love me this way. I'm taken, yeah. I'm off the market and I hit my target. I like the way that sounded. I want anyone and everyone to know about it. They might think I'm crazy. Well, I am for my baby. I don't want no one mistaken. No, I'm taken. I'm taken. I'm taken.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, me, Ben Merritt. There you go. That is Callie Shore with the tune Taken. We've had her on the show before with the song Fight Like a Girl, but now she's finally got her full-length album out. It is the Y2K mixtape, but it came out in 2016. Yeah, it was released March of 2016. Definitely check it out. Fight Like a Girl is a great tune, and actually the whole album is spectacular. You will be able to find Fight Like a Girl on that album as well, so don't worry. You're not going to lose the classic Callie Shore. Ben Merritt taking you through some brand new stuff. Again, we got Green River Ordinance as our special guest. Family reunion coming up in a little bit. Trying to get these guys on the show as well. If you hear them here on the show, more than likely I'm trying to talk to them as well. So just be patient. But make sure that you get in contact, too, with your favorite bands. Here's Lanco now, and Long Live Tonight on Off the Beaten Path podcast.
Pull your phone away. I know you wanna check it. This is one of those nights, and I don't wanna wreck it with distractions and worries about what all could go wrong tomorrow. Just live in this moment and know that there's no time to borrow. It's crazy, crazy world out there, but baby, don't be scared, 'cause I got you and you got me. We can set each other free. Whoa.
be scared, 'cause I got you and you got me. We can set each other free. One day, when we're old, we'll look back, and we'll know we always kept our dreams alive. Loved and laughed until we cried, ruled the streets until the morning light. Singing long live tonight. Singing long live tonight.
Do you know a band Ben doesn't? Tell us who you are digging on Facebook.com/OTBP Podcast, Twitter @OTBP Podcast, or email OTBPpodcast@gmail.com.
I'm no background check, get the gun show loaded. Beowulf 50 caliber getting toted, and my rifle rack stacked. Got my buddies in the back, camouflage and black, and we bout to go straight. Get 'em up, if you're riding in your truck with your windows rolled down. Got jaws turned tough. Get 'em up, if you're riding in your truck with your windows rolled down, and you don't give a what. Get 'em up, if you're riding in your truck with your windows rolled down. Got jaws turned tough. Get 'em up, if you're riding in your truck with your windows rolled down. Oh no, look who's home. Everybody duck, it's Demon Jones. I got booked, I'm gonna get money. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, buddy. Boy, we ball to the wall. Raw with hoes, hound dogs in the fall. Slice laws like you ain't seen a chainsaw. Treat your con red dot straight locked on. We gon' chase y'all. Long range danger, scaring them like a stranger. Georgia Bulldog in Arkansas, rolling up like a... Dropped another banger again, changing the game. Walked on stage and all buckle off road, they chant my name. That's a hell of a way from home to be so well known. I straight boot, scooting, boogie, get my money, get gone. And I ain't into the labels, but I wanted to be clear, I'm straight Jones County country boy, living life like a... I'm no background check, get the gun show loaded. Beowulf 50 caliber getting toted, and my rifle rack stacked. Got my buddies in the back, camouflage and black, and we bout to go straight. Get 'em up, if you're riding in your truck with your windows rolled down. Got jaws turned tough. Get 'em up, if you're riding in your truck with your windows rolled down, and you don't give a what. Get 'em up, if you're riding in your truck with your windows rolled down. Got jaws turned tough. Get 'em up, if you're riding in your truck with your windows rolled down. Like the ghost bag. Redneck with a flow, finna go get a bow. Ain't nobody really wanna step on my toes 'cause I'm back. Woods, yeah, the woods are back, boy. So how y'all been? Finna get into something, 'cause I'm rolling with Demon. Last time me and him got together, we went 30-06 on my hip with a little ballistic tip bullet, and it's equipped with optics that'll knock the tick off a nails. But it kicks like a donkey with a pit viper biting him without any venom in his fangs, so he just keeps dragging him. I'm no background check, get the gun show loaded. Beowulf 50 caliber getting toted, and my rifle rack stacked. Got my buddies in the back, camouflage and black, and we bout to go straight. Get 'em up, if you're riding in your truck with your windows rolled down. Got jaws turned tough. Get 'em up, if you're riding in your truck with your windows rolled down, and you don't give a what. Get 'em up, if you're riding in your truck with your windows rolled down. Got jaws turned tough. Get 'em up, if you're riding in your truck with your windows rolled down. Like the ghost bag.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, family reunion style. There's Demon Jones. His brand new album is called #Beast, and that's truck music featuring another former member of the podcast, Mr. Charlie Farley, as well. So I've listened to the whole darn thing. The whole darn thing is awesome. Again, Demon Jones is a great guy, very down to earth. He was a Mason before he even got into music full time. Guy knows what he's doing. Definitely a cool dude. And a fun guy to talk to as well. So, but family reunion is always two parts. So here we go. Checking in with our second guest here on the family reunion, Miss Breland Angel. Here is her latest single, She Made Your Bed. Now you sleep in it. Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
There's a strange perfume hanging in the air. There's a brush in your bathroom full of long blonde hair. You say you had someone clean your house and wash your clothes. Well, whoever she was left her lipstick on your pillow. When she made your bed and turned down the sheets, that kiss of breath is all the evidence I need. I ain't fighting for a man that ain't worth winning. If she made your bed and you can lie in it. Don't try to tell me she left her picture face down when she cleaned up your room and dusted all around. Yeah, this list of clues gets longer by the second. Yeah, she knew what she was doing, the home she was wrecking. When she made your bed and turned down the sheets, that kiss of breath is all the evidence I need. I ain't fighting for a man that ain't worth winning. If she made your bed and you can lie in it. When she made your bed and turned down the sheets, that kiss of breath is all the evidence I need. I ain't fighting for a man that ain't worth winning. If she made your bed, then you can lie in it. If she made your bed, and you can lie in it.
Your home for new and upcoming country music.
Everybody ready?
We're ready.
Let's kick the tires and light the fire.
Main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off.
Off the Beaten Path with Ben Merritt.
Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. The opportunity never astonishes me more in the fact that I get to talk to some great artists from all across the country and across the world as well, too. I've talked to people from Denmark and Australia and Canada and all that, but it's always good to just kind of come back and chat with some folks here in the great old US of A. And today is one that I'm really excited about. I heard their single, Dance and Shoes, right before I decided to start doing this. I was thinking about it, and then I heard their single, Dance and Shoes, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it because there's just so many artists out there that aren't getting heard enough. And this was one of them that I thought, but it turns out I'm an idiot because I didn't know nearly enough about this band. Here's Jamie from River Ordinance. Jamie, how are you, man?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Definitely. Jamie, hang on. Before we get into it, I've got 2 icebreaker questions that I always ask everybody. Are you ready?
Shoot.
All right. Icebreaker question number 1, and this one's a little lengthy, so sit back. Feel free to be specific or non-specific as you want to be, because more than likely you won't be there when other people hear this interview. So
okay, I'm getting nervous now.
It's a lot simpler than it sounds.
Okay.
Where are you right now?
I am sitting in my dining room in Fort Worth, Texas.
You got a cup of coffee and you're nice and comfy and stuff like that?
Man, I just had a baby a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah? Congratulations.
Like 3.5. Thanks, man. So she's 3.5 months old, and I got her down for a nap.
Oh.
So she's upstairs, and I'm, like, hanging out, hiding down in the dining room, like, praying, please don't wake up.
So we're kind of on borrowed time, so we need to move this along. Got it.
Yeah, but you know, that's where I'm at. It's a lot like Denmark, you know? Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, yeah, Denmark, yeah, sure.
Denmark, yeah.
I guess that works.
You really had people on from Denmark?
Yeah, she splits her time between Denmark and Seattle, Washington, but she's Danish by birth, yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. Lots of artists from Australia too. Actually, there's a big country movement down there. So
that's awesome.
All right, and one more icebreaker question, sir.
Shoot.
All right, this one's a lot more fun than the "Where are you" right now. If we hit eject in your car, or we fire up your iPod or your phone or whatever it is, wherever you listen to your music, what was the last thing that you were listening to?
Oh, man, I went for a run this morning, and I listened to the new record from Rob Baird.
Oh, I love Rob Baird.
Oh, you do? Man, he's awesome. He's another, he's actually, went to school in Fort Worth, and so we used to play shows together, and he had an album that came out today that's just killer.
So what you're saying is you could hook up an interview with with Rob Baird?
I can make that happen. I know a guy.
I know Rob Baird. You could just say, I know Rob Baird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a guy, and his name is Rob.
I know a guy. All right. Anyway, all right. Well, Jamie from Green River Ordinance here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. And, Jamie, I was talking to you off the air, and we were chatting about this. At the beginning of the interview, I said I didn't know nearly enough about Green River Ordinance for me to go, these guys have never been heard of before. Well, turns out I'm an idiot, because the first single I heard from you was Dancing Shoes. But before that, you guys had been big deals in kind of like the light rock, American rock, that whole movement of the Goo Goo Dolls and Matchbox 20 and Sister Hazel and stuff like that. You guys were kind of big deals in that. You were opening up for some of those big names and touring the country and on TV shows too. So I was actually part of the undereducated mass that didn't hear of Green River Ordinance.
Yeah, I mean, my mom thinks I'm a big deal, maybe.
Well, you and your brother, at least.
Wherever else. But, we it's kind of wild. We've almost had a couple, I guess you could compartmentalize it into different careers. But,
yeah.
But we've been a band for 15 years. We started when we were in high school. I was 15 years old. My little brother Jeff was 13. We were all friends who kind of went to local high schools and just started playing music together. And in our our junior year of college, we got signed to Capitol Records. And we kind of grew up in this space where we were kids of the 90s. We'd loved Matchbox 20 and Third Eye Blind and those bands like you're talking about. But then we were also, Josh, our singer, grew up singing in Opry's. His dad was a country writer, and when there's these videos of him as a 12-year-old kid with a chili bowl haircut singing Merle Haggard songs. So we kind of had this 90s rock meets Southern country sound. And when we got signed, the label, the guy who signed us was actually Matchbox 20's A&R guy.
Oh, okay.
And Collective Soul. I don't know if you remember that band.
Oh, yeah.
So he was very much, they weren't really into the Southern thing, and they were like, we want you to sound like these, like Matchbox 20. And when you're a 20-year-old kid who just got signed to a major label record deal, you just sure, whatever you say. And we had written a ton of songs for that first album, and some of the Dancing Shoes was one of those songs. And at the time, the A&R guy was like, nope, this is too country. You're not a country band. We don't want the Southern stuff. This is who you're going to be. These are the songs you're going to be. And so, which it was a fun ride. We had a lot of success. I think we toured with every band from the 90s you could ever think of. If you threw out a 90s band, we probably played a show with them.
Well, probably not the Spice Girls, but
not the Spice Girls. Yeah. If they were a 90s rock.
Right, yeah. I mean, but it's kind of interesting that you bring it up. You've got kind of two different eras to the band, where nowadays the movement that you guys are kind of going towards is definitely hitting the Americana, folk, indie, country kind of twang sound a little bit. And I think, well, I mean, I don't want to throw out the word twang like it's a bad term. For some reason, a lot of people take the word twang as a bad thing, but
we're from Texas, and the more beers you get in you, the more twang comes out. So.
But it's kind of interesting how you know, when we were talking off air, you just grow up, and this is kind of where you're going now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think your musical taste just changes and evolves. You know, I think about what I was listening to when I was 17, and what I was listening to when I was 20, and what I'm listening to now as 31. It just changes. You know, it's like I love, you know, and also like when we're 20 years old writing for this first record, you felt like you had so much to prove, and you wanted every song to be 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and a pop hit on the radio. And it's like now, you know, we left Capitol Records because it just wasn't right for us, and we wanted the freedom to kind of write our own songs and do our own things, which is why we released Dancing Shoes right after that, which went on to sell more than anything we had done on Capitol Records. But now we're at a place, and it's like we have a career, we have great fans, and we're just going to write whatever the heck we want to write. We don't, you know, there's no agenda. It's more about telling a story and having fun, and less like, you know, this young, I have to prove something.
Right.
Which I think, you know, the best art comes when it's not like forced, when you're just, you know, singing about what's real and true for you.
Yeah, it's, again, your taste changes, your life experience plays into effect. It's a big combination of everything, you know. I mean, and it's kind of great because I think as your original fan base even has grown up, they're probably growing up alongside the band, and, you know, just kind of keeping you guys around as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. All right. Well, Jamie from Green River Ordinance. Jamie, as a matter of fact, I'm ready to play a quick one-question version of Wikipedia Fact or Fiction with you.
Okay.
The only reason why I've never done this with any other band, because going over Wikipedia pages with unheard of or underheard of bands,
underheard of, there you go.
There's not necessarily a lot of stuff on their Wikipedia pages. You kind of have one really fun thing on there.
What is it? I'm a little nervous. What is it?
Well, it's okay. The name of the band, Green River Ordinance. Does it have anything to do with the Green River Ordinances, which is a law that says you can't do door-to-door sales without the permission of the person who owns the house?
That is exactly what Green River Ordinance stands for. It's a law from Green River, Wyoming, is where it originated in World War II, that prohibits door-to-door solicitation. So it was like if the Green River Ordinance was in effect, then you were not allowed to go sell Tupperware or whatever it is you sold in that neighborhood. But that's not why we're not a band that's like anti-selling things.
I was going to say, it kind of puts a damper on the merch, I'm sure. So.
Yeah, we will sell you stuff with our name on it all day long. But the name came from, you know, I said we started when we were 15. We were writing songs in the garage. And in this garage, it was my friend's garage, actually, who lived down the street from me. They had all this, his dad had all this cool junk and old cars and stuff. But on the wall, there was a metal road sign that said Green River Ordinance Enforced. Mm-hmm. And we had no idea what it meant. We didn't know where it came from. But we were also, at the time, we were playing all these classic rock covers like ZZ Top and Leonard Skinner and Creedence Clearwater Revival. And we were like, Green River Ordinance, that kind of sounds like Creedence Clearwater Revival. So we were like, that'll be our name. And it had no meaning other than this cool sign. And 15 years later, that is still our name.
Awesome. I mean, well, you also told me the name that it could have been. And
it could have been. It was between Green River Ordinance or 5-Card Draw.
And I think Green River Ordinances was definitely the better choice.
Yeah, I think we chose right. Although it's hard to spell. People are always like, Green River what?
Yeah, but that's why the acronym's there. I'm a GRO fan, man. I'm just a
GRO. There you go, GRO.
Yeah,
and what's funny, too, is this was before Google. There was no Google then, so we didn't know what it meant.
Wait, you guys were a band before the Internet was a thing?
I mean, I think it existed, but, it wasn't like, there sure weren't iPhones. But I remember my senior year of high school, junior year, senior year, I was in class, and the security guard comes into the door and is like, I need to see Jamie Ice. The principal wants him.
Wait, your high school had a security guard?
Oh, man, yeah. We were in a big old public school in Fort Worth. there's cops and stuff.
Wow.
Anyways, the security guy comes in, and I'm like, I was trying to think about what I did that week. Anyways, I go in the principal's office. He was this really cool guy, and he's like, Jamie, guess what? I found out what Green River Ordinance means. And I was he had like looked it up in an encyclopedia, and he was like, "It's this law from Green River, Wyoming," and blah, blah, blah. And he was all excited to tell me what the name of my band meant.
So apparently the principal was a fan, at least. So that's cool.
Yeah, because we played like the school talent show and stuff, and
nice.
Everybody kind of knew who we were, and so I thought it was pretty cool. I was hanging out with my principal talking about Green River Ordinance,
and instead of in biology class.
Yes.
Nice. Well, Jamie, it's time to play a song finally. We're just having a ball talking, and now we got to actually play some music. Hopefully you're okay with that.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm not going to ask you to play it all by yourself because that might be a little difficult, but the lead single off the new album called 15, the new one, or the lead single is called Red Fire Night. This one I have a ball listening to. The station that I work at in northern Wisconsin, people loved it. It was great. It's still in rotation up here at the station. Tell us all about Green River Ordinance before we take a listen to it. Or Red Fire Night before we, yeah.
all about the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Red Fire Night is a song. It's just a fun song. It's kind of like a summer going out having a good time song. And we actually write, my little brother who's the bass player, his in-laws have this cabin in the middle of Tennessee on the Caney Fork River. And it's heaven. It's beautiful. Your phone doesn't work. You gotta, you're disconnected. And we just go out there and we drink beer and we ride sea-doos and we fish and we just write songs. And I think it was a couple summers ago, we were just, hanging out and doing that. We'd hung out around the campfire the night before. And I just had this little lick on the mandolin. And anyways, and that song just kind of came out. And it was like, that's literally like kind of just a testament to the environment we were at. It's a song about getting away and having a good time, and that's what we were doing.
Well, it definitely was like, that's an anthem. That's like a summer anthem kind of song. It's definitely a song that I can see. I got a Jeep. I could take the top off the Jeep and just like cruise down a street here in northern Wisconsin, and it probably feels the same way you guys had it down in Texas too.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, what's funny about that is a few weeks ago we were playing the show in Lubbock, Texas, way, way west Texas.
Yeah.
And there was this guy who's a farmer. He was like a pig farmer or something. He raises some crazy pigs or something. And he was like, man, my favorite thing is when I'm on my tractor and Red Fire Night comes on and I'm cruising. And I was like, dude, that's what it's about. This guy has a tractor and he listens to our song.
There you go.
That's pretty cool.
Heck yeah. Well, it's time to take a listen to it. Jamie, don't go anywhere. We'll come back with some blatant marketing. This is the part where, everybody kind of tunes me out, but management gets real happy, so.
Oh.
All right. Jamie, again, from Green River Ordinance. Here it is. This is Red Fire Night. We'll be right back with a little bit more of Jamie and GRO here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. Me, Ben Merritt.
Meet me out to that red fire night down by the willows and the Tennessee pines. I'll bring the whiskey, you bring the wine. We'll make a few memories on a red fire night. My old Bronco, 3-day week and then it's time to go. Radio singing, let the good times roll. Man, don't feel alright. $20 on the check stop run. Riding fast, trying to beat the sun. To hell with worries, no we ain't got none. Man, don't feel alright. Man, don't feel alright. That red fire night down by the willows and the Tennessee pines. I'll bring the whiskey, you bring the wine. We'll make a few memories on a red fire night. There's a magic when that west wind blows. It's even better with a little George Jones. Lost track of time less than time ago. Man, don't feel alright out here where the stars shine bright. Meet me out to that red fire night down by the willows and the Tennessee pines. I'll bring the whiskey, you bring the wine. We'll make a few memories on a red fire night. We'll good time. Meet me out to that red fire night, down by the willows and the Tennessee pines. I'll bring the whiskey, you bring the wine. We'll make a few memories on the red fire night. Meet me under that red fire night. Our hearts like stars, they burn so bright. I'll bring the rhythm, you bring the rhyme. We'll make a few memories on a red fire night. Make a few memories on a red fire night. Make a few memories on a red fire night.
So there you go. The lead single off the new album is Red Fire Night from Green River Ordinances, Green River Ordinance, about the Green River Ordinances. And I've got Jamie on the line, plus someone actually now, right?
Guess who woke up?
We knew it was too good to be true to last the whole time. So
Yeah, she wanted to be on the podcast.
there you go. Yeah, that's fine. What's her name?
Her name is Roosevelt Pearl. So we call her Rosie Pearl.
I love it. That's awesome. Cool,
Yeah.
man. Definitely.
Cute little girl.
Well, we'll try and keep it down so that maybe she just kind of lays there and settles. Maybe, who knows?
Oh no, man, she's chill. She likes to go out. When she was her first time out when she was 3 weeks old was at Billy Bob's, which is the world's largest honky tonk. She's probably the only 3-week-old baby that has ever been backstage at Billy Bob's. So.
That's an awesome story that you will always be able to tell. That's cool. I like that. All right. Well, Jamie, how I mentioned it earlier that I was part of the under-informed masses about the history of Green River Ordinance. You guys have got a huge back catalog of music. You've got 4 studio albums, 6 EPs, a live album as well. So if anyone's just now hearing of GRO for the very first time, they got plenty of catching up to do.
Lots of music.
Yeah. Is it something that you guys kind of pride yourself on where you go out and do new music every other year, or are you just kind of whenever the mood strikes? I mean, it's not scheduled, I'm sure, where you're just okay, it's been 16 months, it's time to write a new album, but...
I think it's just fun. That's the beauty of, when we left Capitol, which is kind of a crazy story in and of itself. We got signed to Capitol Records as they're going bankrupt, and we had, 3 presidents and all this stuff.
Right.
And our record deal was a 5-album deal, but they have to pick up the option to do the next album after, X amount of months.
Right.
Legal department had just been fired, and they missed that deadline by 2 weeks. So we had the choice to re-sign and do another album with them or kind of do our own thing. And so we were like, man, we want to be able to do our own thing. And the best thing that came with that is, we can write and record whenever we want and whatever we want. And so, man, making music is fun. And so we were like, let's make another album. Let's make an acoustic album. Let's make a covers album. Let's do a live album. Let's do an EP. Let's do,
Yeah.
We're about to do something that's kind of fun. We're going to record an album of old hymns.
Oh, cool.
And do it like a duet album. We'd get a bunch of other artists to sing with us. But it's when you're independent, you have the freedom to kind of make the music you want to make and do things that are a little unusual. And you can release as much as you want or as little as you want. But for us, making music is a blast. And so anytime we get some downtime, we try to go back in the studio.
And you definitely got lots of brains to pick down there, too, in Texas. I mean, just the Red Dirt movement and all the artists that are, huge in Texas, but not necessarily nationwide. I mean, you got Corey Morrow and Aaron Watson. And, I mean, you guys are doing a thing with Reckless Kelly, in a month or so, and that's kind of cool, too. I mean, those guys are music legends, but, very few people outside of the state of Texas and Oklahoma know who Reckless Kelly is, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, there's this whole underground movement of country music and just, tons of fans, that stuff you don't ever hear on mainstream country radio. And there's also like you guys all the way in Wisconsin. I feel like y'all play some great kind of off the beaten path country music. You play the hits, but then also stuff like Green River Ordinance. But down in Texas, there's a lot of other kind of independent stations that play that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And and just fans that just like good music, regardless of if it's a top 10 country song.
Well, when your state has its own record charts, I think that means something. So
yeah.
All right. Well, Jamie from Green River Ordinance here on the phone, off the beaten path. By the way, thank you for dropping the line in the statement you just made. But it's cool.
Oh yeah.
Jamie, this is the time when management and all your PR people really start to love me, and they basically kind of go like, okay, we're going to set things up with him whenever you can. This is the blatant, pimp yourself portion of the show. This is where you tell everybody how they can follow along and become bigger fans and see all the media and get behind-the-scenes looks, and basically just where are you guys on the internet is kind of the main question.
Man, I'll just say, just Google Green River Ordinance if you can spell it.
And if you put an S on the end, you'll get a completely different thing. So
yeah, that's the plural band. I mean, we're on. We have all the Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. We'd love to have you follow us along. We'd love to have you check out the music that's on Spotify and iTunes and all that stuff. But if you buy any album, I would love for people to check out our new album, 15. It's something we're really, really proud of.
Yeah, definitely. The whole new album is fantastic. Red Fire Night was the lead single off of it. What's the other one? Flying? Is Flying on this one too?
That Flying was on the one before.
Okay.
But again, that's, check out Flying.
Yeah, just go buy every album. How about that? Just go buy all of them and show your love for some Green River Ordinance.
Or burn it, steal it from a friend.
Oh, whoa! An artist,
we don't care. I just listen to the music. It doesn't matter how you did it.
Artists never say that. That's wow. Well, thanks, Jamie, for being so out there and truthful, I guess.
Hey, man, I'll give you it if you want it.
I already have a copy, but thanks. I appreciate it. So anyway, but again, there's so much to catch up on. The new album is called 15, and earlier you said that it's named that basically because you guys are celebrating your 15th anniversary as a band. That's kind of a cool deal. Was this one any different, like when you went into the studio or anything like that? Was it, Yeah,
we recorded this different. I think the magic of Green River Ordinance is the five of us together. Like the sum of the five of us is better than each one individually.
Okay.
And there's just kind of a chemistry and a magic that happens from playing together for so many years. And whenever we most modern recording, the way you do it is you go in and you do the drums and you do the bass and you do acoustic and you kind of layer it.
Yeah.
But I feel like when we play together, it's different, and we've always recorded piece by piece. But this album, we're like, man, let's just do it live. Let's do it like they used to do it. Let's do it like the Rolling Stones did it and the Eagles did it. And so we recorded almost this entire album live together in one room playing at the same time. And it was so much fun, and I felt like it's a little bit looser. There's like the imperfect things are kind of what make it cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of there were songs that we didn't even know how we were going to end it, and just kind of went with it. So. Yeah, I think it's probably the most fun album we have ever released.
I do find that other artists that talk about doing live recording sessions, they say it was probably the coolest experience that we'd had. Even if it's just a duet, two of them live in the studio. One's got guitar, the other one's got a cajon or something like that. They're like it's a completely different experience doing it that way than it is tracking. Tracking's so boring most of the time. It's just
and it takes forever. And this is way faster. I mean, there's a song. The first song on the record is called "Keep Your Cool," and that's like a song where we didn't know how we were going to end it, and we just kind of jam at the end. And there's this dirty guitar solo that I think hits some wrong notes, but it's really cool.
Nice. So if you got really good speakers and a really good playback device, you might hear a little bit of a flub in there, but that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, but it's rock and roll.
There you go. All right. Well, Jamie, before I let you go, tell us all about the new single called Simple Life. You said that this kind of basically, you kind of took the lead on this one, right? Yeah,
this was an idea I had, and like I said earlier, as you grow and get older, like the things that are important to you change, and I kind of found like, man, my favorite thing to do when I'm home is like to grill out in the backyard and then eat dinner and hang out with my wife on our front porch. We live in like this old 1920s house with a big front porch, and like hanging out with my neighbors and just being home with my family is such a treat. And it's something I didn't like appreciate when I was younger. And so Simple Life is really a song all about the simple things in life, the things that money can't buy, that are often like the most beautiful. And so it's just kind of a song dedicated to that stuff.
All right. Well, again, Jamie, I really appreciate you taking some time. Rosie Pearl, I really appreciate you letting us take your dad's time. Again, thank you very much, sir, for chatting with us and letting us get to know Green River Ordinance.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man.
She just chimed in. I heard it. It was great.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
She's saying, feed me. It's lunchtime.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's actually after my nap time, too. It's about lunchtime here, so I'm going to go do that, too. But, again, Jamie, thank you very much, man, and I really appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, man.
There you go. That's Jamie from Green River Ordinance, and here it is, their new single. It's called Simple Life, right here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Don't know where I put myself. I must be lost or high, 'cause a man staring back at me have trouble recognizing. Keep you cool, boy, keep you cool. Yeah, if you've seen me lately, oh, I apologize. Say if you don't bend, you're breaking. That's a mighty fine line. I've been acting out like a damn fool, like a boy that can't find his cool. Push comes to shove, blood hits the dust. Don't stop spinning what you can't back up. Get your head out the clouds, feet on the ground. Pride don't mean you gotta be too proud. Remember whatever you do, boy, keep you cool, boy, keep you cool. In all these days of power, man, I'm sure feeling weak. Even in these iron footsteps, this mountain's much too steep. Keep you cool, boy, keep you cool. Oh, when push comes to shove, blood hits the dust. Don't start spinning what you can't back up. Get your head out the clouds, feet on the ground. Pride don't mean you gotta be too proud. Remember whatever you do, boy, keep you cool, boy, keep you cool, yeah. What you do, boy, keep you cool. Remember whatever you do, when the push comes to shove, blood hits the dust. Don't start spinning what you can't back up. Get your head out the clouds, feet on the ground. Pride don't mean you gotta be too proud. When push comes to shove and blood hits the dust, don't stop tripping on. Remember whatever you do, boy, keep you cool, boy, keep you cool. Life's too short to let it hold you down. Gotta break before you learn how to bend. Life's too short to let it hold you down. Gotta lose before you learn how to win. Life's too short to let it hold you down. Gotta break before you learn how to bend. Life's too short to let it hold you down. Gotta lose before you learn how to win. Life's too short to let it hold you down. Gotta break before you learn how to bend. Life's too short to let it hold you down. Gotta lose before you learn how to win. Come on.
a band that I don't? Please tell me that you do, because there's so many great musicians out there that I have no idea who they are, but I want to remedy that. I want to know every country music band in the country, and the best way to do that is for you to tell me who you're listening to. OTBP Podcast on Twitter. Also find OTBP Podcast on Facebook and OTBP Podcast at gmail.com to spread the love of some of the bands that you're digging on all across the country right here on Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Merritt.
Off the Beaten Path.
New music.
Now. With Ben Merritt.
It's hard to be where you are right now, 'cause what you've seen, anyone would leave this town. But I'm on my knees begging, please just lock the door and turn around, 'cause there's no need for you to leave the way you feel right now. And I think it's cold outside, that's where the show ain't right. And I know your heart ain't where it needs to be. And I think it's messed up how you won't just slow down. Look me in my eyes and just believe. I don't wanna be anywhere else tonight. Baby, I ain't got my phone on me. I'm just here to give you all my time. Oh, and baby, will be alright. Don't leave, baby, let me explain. I gotta tell you why I want you to stay. I know you want it, so let's not play this game. We can take this all this slow, but I just need you to know.
Off the Beaten Path Podcast, me, Ben Merritt. There it is, Jordan Gray from the West of the Pines album that came out a couple months ago, actually, at Stay the Night. That thing has got a ton of listens on Spotify, and, well, that's the reason why. I mean, come on, did you hear it? That's a pretty darn good tune. Jordan Gray, again, West of the Pines is the name of that album, and Stay the Night is the name of the song. It's an EP. Definitely worth your listen, though. Make sure that you find yourself some time to listen to some Jordan Gray on your own free time. Hey, you got a favorite band? You know what to do. Get it to me. OTBPpodcast@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook, OTBP Podcast, and on Twitter at OTBP Podcast as well. It's easy enough to get involved with the show and definitely worth your time because you've got favorite bands. I don't know them, and I want to know them because I want to know every country music band ever. I've met this guy. He's an awesome, awesome dude. You probably know his name, but this is a new song from him. Here's Jack Ingram now. It's Off the Beaten Path Podcast. Me, Ben Merritt.
Sometimes you realize there ain't a damn thing you can do. I've tried everything, but there just ain't no pleasing you. Going round after round, now you're shutting it down. Go ahead and break us in two. Walk out the door and believe that I'm broken and blue. You fixed me, you fucked me, you hate me, you love me, you drove me right out of my mind. I could bitch, I could cry, I could lay down and die, but that ain't gonna happen tonight. There's nothing to it, I'm drinking through it. Sometimes you're thirsty, sometimes you just need a drink. Sometimes a heartache don't hit you as hard as you think. Sometimes it feels good to drown. Order me up one more round. I'll dive deep in your memory tonight, but I ain't gonna sing. Yeah, you fix me, you fuck me, you hate me, you love me, you drive me right out of my mind. I could bitch, I could cry, I could lay down and die, but that ain't gonna happen tonight. There's nothing to it, I'm drinking through it, I'm drinking through it. Can't go over it, can't go under it, you just drink right through it. Can't go over it, can't go around it, you just drink right through. Yeah, that's how you do it. Drinking through it, hey, drinking through it, hey, drinking through it, hey, you're drinking. You fix me, you fuck me, you hate me, you love me, you drove me right out of my mind. I could bitch, I could cry, I could lay down and die, but that ain't gonna happen tonight. Yeah, there's nothing to it. Yeah, there's nothing to it. Yeah, that's how we do it. I'm drinking through it. Yeah, I'm drinking through it. Yeah, I'm drinking through we can cry, we can lay down and die, but that ain't gonna happen tonight. That's how we do it. We're drinking through it. Yeah, we're drinking through it. Yeah, that's how we do it. We're drinking through it.
drinking through it. We're drinking through it.
We're drinking through it. We're drinking through it. The new one from Jack Ingram. We're drinking through it. Forgot to warn you at the beginning of the song that there may be a few unsavory words in there, but hey, it's Jack Ingram, man. He can do pretty much whatever he wants to do. So that's going to do it for this episode of the show. Again, thanks to the Green River Ordinance for stopping on by and chatting with me and letting me know what their whole thing is. Those guys are great. It was hilarious how he was like, yeah, the record label told us that we're this, but we really wanted to be this. And then they were like, no, you're this. And then once we were able to be what we wanted to be, that's when things actually got popular. Shh, don't tell them that. The record labels don't like that. So, hey, coming up next week, Jessie G. She's got a high-up contact in the world of Nashville. And, well, it's always good to have connections within the music mafia. I'm speaking from experience. Jessie G, our guest next week here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. Have yourself a great one. Again, get in touch. OTBP podcast pretty much everywhere at gmail.com, on Facebook, and at OTBP podcast as well. Jessie G next week. Hopefully we'll see you too. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Bye-bye.